get Darnell Nurse back. Just a thought. We're going to assume he's in the lineup tonight, but just what he brings to just the importance of the energy level when he's in there, and maybe a little just on the fact you went 4-2 without him as well.
Well, the guys that jumped in and we threw some kids in there and they played pretty well without him, so they got some good experience, good opportunity there. But that being said, Nursey is he's our top guy, top minute guy, plays in PK, plays in PP, plays against top players. He takes a lot of minutes for us, and we were just joking as coaches there. It's when you fill out your lineup card, there's certain situations you put on it, and it's funny how many times his number goes in those situations. So he's just an all-around good player for us, and it's great to have him back.
You have three defensemen that are currently recalled from the minors. I'm going to assume one of those guys goes out.
Yeah, we'll just make sure Nursey tonight is fine here before we make that decision.
Okay. Just a quick thought on Marcus Niemelainen and maybe the physicality that he brought you, and is it a little bit different dimension that he's got than maybe some of the other options you have?
Definitely different dimension. He's a big, strong guy and closes gaps hard, is hard on people, and he's only played a couple games now. The second game he looked more comfortable than the first, so we'll see how he does here tonight. But he's a good young prospect with I think a pretty good future ahead of him.
Dave, just in the back here, Mikko Koskinen tonight?
Yeah.
Can you, now that we have a little bit more of a sample size from the last time I asked you this question, how would you kind of describe his bounce back? Because he's been very vocal about how unpleased he was with this performance last year.
Well, there's a lot of factors to that. I mean, he last year was a tough year. He was missing his family. He didn't play well. We overplayed him early, and then Schmidt came in and really took over the net for a long time. So he went long times without games. So he came back a very motivated guy. And with Smith being out this year, he's had to carry the bulk of the work for us, and he's done very well. Played very solid. So he's back at the level he wants to be, and he's a proud guy. He's a guy that wants to get back and show that he's a really good player, and he's done that.
Dave, you've done a lot of line shuffling of late, especially in regards to your right wingers. And I'm wondering with Kailer Yamamoto, kind of what do you want to see from him as he moves around the lineup? When is he at his best?
He's at his best when he's kind of a complement player, makes good plays. That's why those top guys like to play with him. He makes a lot of good plays in small areas, and the puck doesn't die with him very often. He gets plays made and to keep things going. So, we're asking him to get a little more selfish and shoot a little more when he gets the opportunity. I'd like to see him take more of those opportunities, but he's a player that touches a lot of parts of our game, and like I say, he has the ability to play with those top guys and be a good player with them.
His production has shot up over the last 10 games, maybe in comparison with first. Have you seen much of a difference in his game over the last half of this season?
Well, the one thing we've talked to him about, when he first came up a couple of years ago, the tenacity and just relentless that he played with was a factor. That jumped out at you, and he's gone at times where that hasn't been at the level it needs to be, and lately, we showed some clips the other day of a game where he was F1 on the forecheck and really did a good job. I mean, created a loose puck, ended up getting a chance on net from it. Those are the kind of plays that he's capable of doing a lot more, and that's what those are the things we talk to him about. But he's a good young player. He just has to build with that consistency that we're looking for.
For somebody who's not so big, how is he able to be so successful in the corners and win puck battles?
He uses his body well. He's relentless. He's got good hands on loose pucks, things like that. So he's the size factor. I think other people think about it a lot more than he does. So he's willing to go wherever to get the job done. So that's not a factor for him.
Dave, if Niemelainen is going to play, which defenseman is not playing tonight?
Don't know yet, Jim. We're working on that.
So you'll dress 7 in the warm-up?
Yeah.
Okay. And it seems like you're rotating Perlini, and is that how you see it? Neither one of them has seized the spot yet?
Well, they're different kinds of players. Benson we like coming along, and then he's taken some bad penalties in the offensive zone, so he got to watch for a game and think about that, and so we'll see he'll come back in tonight.
And what about Turris's situation?
He's in and out also. We've got guys that we're trying to keep up and going. There's different scenarios we're looking for. Seavier's come in and give us some quality minutes on the penalty kill. That's why he's kind of taken over one of the roles on the right side.
Thank you.